Hello, and welcome to Zap the Gender Pay Gap, the podcast series where we expose the elephant in the room. The elephant's name, the gender pay gap. I am coming to you from Memphis, Tennessee, located on the banks of the mighty Mississippi River. Nestled in the southwest corner of the state, Memphis is home to the blues, barbecue, and so much more. I am your host, Gwendolyn Tucker.
Thank you so very much for joining me for this episode of Zap the Gender Pay Gap. I am your host, Gwendolyn Tucker. Look for me on Apple, Spotify, Google, and YouTube, or any other platform where you find your favorite podcast. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'd so appreciate it. Now that the holidays are behind us and we plunged into 2024, it's off we go. It hardly seems possible that we already have 1 week under our belts. As my grandmother used to say, my, how time flies. Yes, it does. We are fast approaching another very special holiday, Dr. MLK Day, a time to honor the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Just last night, I stumbled upon a keepsake. I wasn't looking for it, but there it was. It's a shirt I inherited from my father. He loved wearing it. When he passed on, it was passed on to me. It reminds me of our times together so fondly. Guess what's on the front? A picture of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., his name, and these words, celebrating his dream. My father was a big man. The shirt is 4XL, and it swallows me up. But when I slipped on my daddy's shirt, I instantly went back in time, all the way back to my childhood. It was as if Scotty had beamed me up. If you're a Star Trek fan, you get my meaning. I started thinking about how, as a little girl, our family listened to Dr. King's speeches. None of this streaming stuff. No, we had albums and records that played on an old fashioned record player. For all you newbies out there, you might not know what I'm talking about. Anywho, back to what I was saying. We listened to his speeches so much that I could recite some of the words by heart. Not only as a child, but as an adult, my dad and I would watch videos of Dr. King's speeches. Instead of turning to the TV, we would turn to the laptop and watch it on YouTube. Even now, as recently as today, I took time to listen to some of my favorites, such as where do we go from here? That's a very timely question, especially at the beginning of this new year full of possibilities. Another one that I like, the drum major instinct, and another, remaining awake through a great revolution. But my favorite, and possibly the most popular, and I imagine you are very familiar with this one, is his I Have a Dream speech. It is a keynote address made at the March on Washington, August 28th of 1963. It was Dr. King's plea for justice and freedom. In it, he talks about the fierce urgency of now, that now is the time for the dream to become reality. Here are some excerpts. I say to you today, my friends, so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that my four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. And this is just a snippet, you guys. Can you imagine what it would have been like to actually be there, to hear Dr. King deliver the keynote address and experience the event live and in living color? Boy, that must have been quite powerful. I am so very sure that people who were there left there forever changed. Did I hear you say, so Gwendolyn, what does this have to do with the gender pay gap? And my reply, am so very glad you asked, my friend. It's this. Very few people knew and realized that Dr. King's work during the civil rights movement was not only focused on Black people or people of color, he advocated for racial justice and economic justice too. He advocated for equal rights for all people, men and women, regardless of ethnicity. In one of his lesser known speeches, The American Dream, are words written in the preamble of the Declaration of Independence. The substance of the dream is expressed in these words. We hold these truths to be self evident that all men and women are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is the dream. What about you? What do you dream about? I looked up the word dream, and guess what it said? One definition of dream is it's a series of thoughts, images, and sensations occurring in the person's mind during sleep. But another one, and I really like this one, a dream is a cherished aspiration, an ambition, or ideal. The synonyms are hope, desire, aim, intention. Don't you like that? I'm a word buff, so you know I do. Seriously, though, what would you do more of in 2024? What would you like to be more of in 2024? As you pursue what is defined as the American dream, what kind of life do you want to create? In 2024, I plan to dream more, to use my imagination, to dream about the person I want to become, the things I want to do. Dream about the places I want to go, the people I want to see, and the legacy I want to leave. In a nutshell, I will exercise my unalienable right to dream about becoming the next best version of myself, to be, to do, and to have that which I was born to be, to do, and to have. What about you? What do you desire to be in 2024? What do you want to have? A dream job, buy a dream house, upgrade to your dream lifestyle? Go ahead and dream. It's what reality is made of. Imagine if Dr. King never had a dream. The world would be so much poorer because of it. Because Dr. King had a dream and took action to make it a reality, you and I are beneficiaries of that dream. Dr. King was indeed a visionary leader. On the eve of his assassination here in Memphis, Tennessee, in his last speech, I See the Promised Land, he was still powered by his dream. He spoke in detail about his dream. He said, something is happening in Memphis. Something is happening in our world. Those words were spoken more than 55 years ago, but they are still relevant today. Yes, something is happening in Memphis. Yes, something is happening in our world. I know what I will be doing this weekend to celebrate Dr. King's life and legacy. I will be curling up with another precious treasure I inherited from my father. It's a testament of hope, which contains the essential writings and speeches of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I can't think of a better example of what it means to have a dream, put it in writing, and speak it out into the world until it becomes reality. What say you? As an adult, does it seem as if dreaming is child's play and not something grown-ups do? But before abandoning the thought altogether, try it. Try this. Take 5 minutes of your day today to just dream. What do you want less of? Better yet, what do you want more of? What would your life look like with more of what you want and less of what you don't want? I'd love to hear what you have to say. As I bring today's episode to a close, my hope is that you will choose to dream more in 2024. Drop yes in the comments if you made the decision to do just that, to dream more in 2024. I do thank you so much for joining me today. please consider sharing this episode with another woman in your world and ask her to join us next time. On this Dr. MLK Day, please join me in celebrating Dr. King's life and legacy. They may have killed the dreamer, but memories of the dreamer and his dream are still very much alive today. I look forward to seeing you here next Wednesday at noon Central Standard Time for the next episode of Zap the Gender Pay Gap. Until then, please be warm and well.
Thank you for joining me for this episode of Zap the Gender Pay Gap. Please rate, review, and subscribe to or follow me wherever you get your favorite podcast. I am your host, Gwendolyn Tucker. Thanks so much for listening. See you next time.